Hi, this is Thomas Truman from thebestbreakupadvice.com. I get asked by lots and lots and lots of people. They ask me, Thomas, what's the one best way that I can use today and get my ex back and have them in my arms tomorrow? The truth is, there's no one best way to get your ex back. You see, getting your ex back is a process. You have to learn the process to get your ex back. Once you learn the process, then you can apply it to your situation, and then you can get your ex back. This is the process, and this is typically what happens after a breakup and what you need to do to get your ex back. I'm going to make it very simple for you. After a breakup, the person that did the heartbreaking is resenting. The person that got the heart broken is panicking. So the person that got the heart broken is panicking, and they are typically doing things that's going to push their ex further away, such as calling them at like 3 in the morning, harassing them or talking to their friends and family. While you're doing all these things, no matter if they're right or wrong, all it's doing is pushing them further away. Why? Because your ex is resenting. Whatever you do, whatever you say, they don't want to hear or see you. They want nothing to do with you because they're resenting. Now, until you overcome this stage, and until your ex overcomes this stage, you will never be able to make any headway. You'll never be able to get your ex back. So the first step in the process to get your ex back is getting over the breakup. If you can't realize the fact that you can live without your ex and get over them completely and make them feel like you're doing just great without them, you'll never get them back because you're never going to get that self-control, and they're never going to want to be back with you. Because the truth is, people want what they can't have. And if your ex feels like they can have you whenever they want, they're not going to have no desire to want you back. But if you raise your perceived value and make your ex realize that, hey, they're doing great and other people want to be with them, well, I kind of want them back. See? So, you have to get over the breakup. Once you get over the breakup, then things become easy because that's the hard part. Once you get over the breakup, typically it takes about a month, maybe even 2 months, depending on how bad the breakup was. After you get over the breakup, then you can try to reestablish contact with your ex, assuming that they are over the breakup also. Now, you can call your ex. There's many things you can do, but let's say you want to try to call your ex. You call your ex, and when you call your ex, you want to feel them out. Now, typically when you call your ex, if you've had no contact for at least a month, they are already going to be wanting to talk to you because even if they're mad at you or even if they hate you, the fact that you've been gone for a long time is going to make them curious, interested to what you have been up to. So, in a sense, they're going to want to talk to you, whether they hate you or not. So when you call your ex, you want to feel them out. That's it. You want to feel them out. Talk to them, say, hey, how you doing? And if you get good vibes from them, you have a good conversation. Now, this conversation should not last more than 5 minutes. If it's good, then at the end of the conversation, you can say, hey, you know what? We should get together for lunch and coffee. Or lunch or coffee, or get together and hang out for 30 minutes or so. Now, when you ask them out, you have to say it with confidence. So, we should hang out for 30 minutes or so. What do you say? Now, your ex may say yes. They may say no. But the fact that you're not asking them out on a date, it's not going to make them feel threatened, or it's not going to really bother them because it's such a minor thing. Lunch or coffee for 30 minutes, it's not a big deal. Now, if your ex says no or maybe, what you want to do is you want to reinforce plausible deniability. You want to say is, well, hey, you know what? It's just lunch. It's just coffee. It's only 30 minutes. It's no big deal. Let's just get together for a little bit and hang out. You see? You're reinforcing the fact that it's not a big deal. Now, your ex is going to be thinking, well, it's not a big deal. But let's say, for example, your ex is seeing somebody. They might say, well, you know what? Coffee sounds great, and I'd love to hang out with you, but I don't think it'd be a good idea because I'm seeing so-and-so. And then what you say is, now don't become bothered at this, okay? Then this is what you say. You say, oh, really? That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'm hoping that you and so-and-so are getting together just fine. And then you say, well, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, does he or she trust you? Do they trust you? And they're going to say, Most of the time you're going to say, well, yeah, they trust me. And then you say, well, then what's the big deal then? Let's get together, hang out for lunch or coffee for about 30 minutes the following week, following Saturday, and we'll have a great time for 30 minutes or so, and we'll catch up. And it won't be a big deal because so-and-so trusts you. So who cares? That's how you got to say it. Now, when you get together, it has to only be 30 minutes. That's it. You want to keep it very short. You're going to get together, and you're going to have a good time. You're not going to talk about the breakup, the relationship, or anything. Now, when you get together, and if, let's say, your ex brings up the past, what you say is, this is what you say. You say, you know what? I know you may have some unresolved feelings. I know. But right now is not the time to talk about it. Right now, me and you need some more time to get over what has happened and move on. But maybe sometime in the future we can talk about it. Now, when you say this, if your ex brings up the past while you're seeing each other in the outing, you got to sound sympathetic. If you just say, well, I don't want to talk about it, it's going to turn them off. That's going to make them feel like you don't care. So if they bring up the past, talk to them about it and sound sympathetic and say, I know you have some unresolved feelings. I know, and from there. Now, this outing is going to last about 30 minutes. Now, this outing, you want to end it at the climax. You see, people love climaxes. And if you cut them off the climax, they're going to want to continue it later on. So, typically 30 minutes into this outing, lunch or coffee, whatever it is you're doing, that's when you're going to reach the climax. And then you're going to say, well, you know what? Well, I have to get going, and I have a lot of things to do. I'm very busy. And then be like, oh, really? Okay. And then you just end it. You say, well, we have to get going. It's been about 30 minutes, so I have to really get going here, and I'm glad you had a good time. That's it. Now, at the end, you don't want to initiate another outing. You want to leave that to your ex. You want them to ask you back out. So after this outing, if they ask you out, great. If they don't, that's fine. Then you're going to want to wait a week or so for them to call you and ask you out. Now, let's assume that they don't ask you out. Well, then, you can call them within a week or so and say, hey, would you like to get together? The same thing you said on the first phone call to get the first outing. Now, typically, if you can get the first outing, you can get the second one. You get the second one, you get the third one. And after the third outing, this is when you move up to dating. After the third outing, you build up some rapport. And then you can, ask them on like a date. We'll say, oh, well, hey, well, we should get together for a movie, and then we'll go ice skating or whatever. Okay, then you can start dating. See? Then you go on like 3 emotionally charged dates. By that time, you should be able to get back together. And then, if you make it this far, get over the breakup, go on some outings, and then you go on some dates, make it this far. If you want to get them back, this is what you do. You don't say, hey, we should get back together. You don't say that. What you want to say is, this is what you want to say when you're sitting down with each other, when it's quiet and watching TV. You sit down with each other, and you'd be like, well, hey, didn't we make a great couple? Didn't we make a great couple? And they're going to sit there and be like, they're going to say yes or no. Now, before you ask them this question, you want to first get them in a good mood. Okay? Talk a little bit, build up some rapport, and ask them, didn't we make a great couple? Now, when you ask them this question, it's going to make them think. Now, first, you already have them in a positive state of mind because you've already been seeing each other, been going on outings and dates. So when you ask this question, you've already have them in a positive state of mind about you. So you ask them, didn't we make a great couple? They're going to tell you yes or no. If they say no, that's fine. Then you say, okay, just want to know. They say yes, yeah, we made a great couple. Then you can ask them, well, maybe we should get back together. And then you have them hooked. If they said, yeah, we made a great couple, then if they said yes to the first question, well, that puts them in a yes state of mind. And then they should say yes to the second question. You see, first, get them to say yes once. So typically, it's easy to get them to say yes again. When you ask them this question, didn't we make a great couple? It'll determine if they just want to be friends or if they actually want to get back together. That's the brief process of getting your ex back. Now, if you notice, while you're doing all these things, you're being elusive and persuasive. See, the whole time, you got to make your ex feel like you don't want to get back together. If you apply any kind of pressure while you're doing these things, your ex is going to feel forced and they're going to back off. They might lose complete interest in you once again. So this is a brief process. I hope this video has helped you. And if you need any help in getting your ex back, I can help you. You can sign up to my free newsletter, Getting Love and Keeping It, and I'll help you get your ex back. I'll talk to you soon, and you have a good day. Bye.